Hello, creative souls. My name is Cheryl Weatherford, owner and designer of Chereal Designs, and thank you for joining me for my first virtual lesson on Kumihimo. You can find more videos on IGTV and TikTok as Chereal Designs Jewelry, YouTube as Cheryl Weatherford, and on Facebook as Chereal Designs, LLC. This week, I am modeling my newest piece, Fey Wonderlust, that you can find on my website, cherealdesigns.com. Find all the metaphysical properties and stones that create this wonderful piece. This week, we are going to be learning Kumihimo. Whenever I'm not working on my project, I like to put it in a bundt cake pan or put it in a vase this week. And let's talk about all the materials and get creating. So to start your Kumihimo project, you're going to need a standard round disc. This one is from Bead Smith. A counterweight, which I've made out of a pill bottle, a little screw, an eyelet screw up here, and I'm using some change. S-lon or C-lon thread. They are the same thing, different manufacturers. Weighted bobbins, and this week I am using Toho beads and Magatamas. To string my beads, I create a large-eyed needle by taking a piece of fire line and a beading needle and creating one knot at the end of my thread. Then I can take my S-lon or C-lon cord and put it through the loop I just made with my fire line, and it's much easier to grab the beads this way than by doing them one by one. The beads need to go on each one of the cords. In general, you're going to have the rule to measure out 3 times the amount of S-lon cord or C-lon cord for your piece. So if I wanted to make a 7-inch bracelet, I would need about 21 inches. 7 times 3 is 21 of my cord. Once you have all 8 and all of your beads strung on, take all of your ends and we're going to tie a knot together. You can see the knot on my piece that I've already started right here. I'm using 2 different colors of S-lon thread, which makes it much easier to learn Kongo Gumi. And it's easier to see that if I've made any mistakes, which you can see the little spiral starting here. We're also using a bulldog clip or a binder clip, and I'm going to place that right over the knot of all my 8 cords. To set up your disc, the disc has a north, east, south, and west. Place your cords over each dot, straddling each dot. These are going completely in the slots here. And you can see that I'm adjusting my beadwork. My beads have already started to fall here, so that's what you're seeing there. We want to keep this as the point of braiding. We want to keep our beads tight over this point of braiding, sitting high up. And we also want to make sure while we're weaving that our cords stay straight and even. We don't want our beadwork to go to the right or to the left too much. That will mess up your tension. When you have all of your beads strung on your bobbins here, you're going to take your S-lon cord and either make a slip knot around the core of your bobbin, or you can tie a knot. This will allow you to gently pull out your thread as you're working to give you more space. And a measuring device. Kongo Gumi is very repetitive, so it'll be the same weave each time. When you're ready to get started, go ahead and clip on your counterweight. The counterweight is going to pull the braid down from the middle and needs to be about 50% of the weight of all of your weighted bobbins, 8 of them, plus all your materials of beads. Right, so it doesn't matter where you start. as long as you have one of the dots facing away from your body, to the right, toward your body, and to the left. So what we're going to do to start is you're going to do thread only. So you're going to take the right, far one on the right, and bring it to the far one down on the right, directly down. Then you're going to take the far cord on the left and bring it up to the left and turn your board. Next, you're going to do that again. Take the far one on the right, bring it down to the right. Take the far one on the left, bring it up to the right. Turn your bead to the left. You need to readjust, as you can see. So yet again, I'm going to pull those cords on the right hand side and start over. Right hand cord down to the far right. Left hand cord up to the far left. Turn your board to the left. Keep doing that until you have about an inch underneath of your board before we start dropping beads. So since I wanted to drop beads here and was just showing an example, I'm going to show you also how to take it backwards. So to see what's on top, you'll know your next move. So my red cord is on top. So I'm going to reverse directions. I'm going to turn my bead instead to the left, my board, I'm going to turn it to the right. So first I take the cord that's on top and I'm going to bring it back down to the left. Then I'm going to bring this cord to the far right and bring it up to the right. And I'm going to turn my board to the right. And then I take the one on top again, the green cord. The far one to the left, down to the left. Far one to the right, up to the right. And you do that again. Okay, now I'm back to where I started. And adjust my cords. These are called warp cords as well. I'm changing my point of braiding here. Okay, so yet again, I can see the last one that I put is on top. So I'm ready to grab these beads. So to drop a bead, I'm going to I have my fingernail underneath the one bead I want to drop, one bead at a time. Bring it up, and I'm going to put a little slack in that thread so that bead can poke under the green cord. I'm going to lay that cord down to the right. Then I'm going to pick up the far left bead and push that bead down. Go to the far left, turning my board to my left, ready for my next bead. Pushing it down into my work and pull that over. Push that down underneath my work and pull it over. Turning my board to the left. So you're going to keep doing this until all of your beads are gone. To find out sizing for your project, there are many great resources out there that are for free that will help you figure out how many beads you need. These are size 8 Toho beads, so they're round glass beads. And then my Magatama. I'm going to pull my cord out a little bit more so I have more to work with. Grab one single bead, push it down into my work, and go from there. Turning my board to my left. If I needed to take a break, the easiest way to stop is to stop with 3 down below. This will let me know where my next move is. So if I end with this one, when I come back, I know I need to grab my cord to my far left, pick it up, and put in my next bead. As I'm braiding, I want to make sure that my counterweight is allowing the gravity to drop. So you never want your weight to be resting on anything. You want it to free hang, so it'll pull all that weight down. As I get longer, I can unclip my bulldog clip and move my work up so that my tension here at my point of braiding is the same and consistent throughout my whole piece. Thank you for joining me this week for my first video tutorial. Please leave me comments and messages to improve my work. I fully appreciate it. And be sure to come back next week where we will finish Kumihimo and add clasps. And then if you would like to tip me or like to donate to the artistry of what I do, please consider going on Venmo, Chereal Designs, or using paypal.me/cherealdesigns. Have a great time beading your pieces this week. I look forward to seeing you soon. If you have any questions, please email me at cherealdesigns@gmail.com. Happy beading. Bye.